Did you know that nearly 12 million people in the UK aren't saving enough for retirement? And that the state pension, something millions rely on, might not even be enough to cover basic living expenses? Think about this. What if the pension you've worked so hard for isn't as secure as you thought? What if by the time you retire, your savings have lost their value, or worse, vanished completely? With the cost of living soaring, government policies constantly changing, and pension schemes failing left and right, the future of UK pensions is looking more uncertain than ever. Many retirees are already struggling to make ends meet, and if these risks continue, millions more could be affected. But how bad is the situation really? Could your pension be in danger? And most importantly, what can you do right now to protect your financial future? In this video, we're breaking down 10 major threats that could put your pension at risk. And trust me, some of these will shock you. So stick around until the end, because the more you know, the better prepared you'll be. Your retirement could depend on it. Let's dive in. Number 1. Rising inflation and cost of living. Did you know that your pension might be losing value every single year, without you even realizing it? That's the hidden danger of inflation. Inflation measures how much prices increase over time. In the UK, inflation has been rising sharply in recent years, pushing up the cost of food, energy, housing, and everyday essentials. While wages and salaries might adjust to keep up with inflation, pensions often don't, or at least not at the same rate. This means that by the time you retire, the money you've saved may not stretch as far as you expected. Let's put this into perspective. If inflation is at 5% per year, something that costs £100 today could cost £127 in just 5 years. If your pension isn't increasing at the same pace, your spending power is shrinking, even if the numbers in your account stay the same. The state pension does offer some protection through the triple lock system, which ensures that payments rise each year by the highest of inflation average wage growth 2.5%. But with recent debates about whether the triple lock can be sustained, future retirees might not have this safety net forever. Private pensions and workplace pensions face even bigger challenges. Many are invested in stock markets, and if returns don't outpace inflation, your savings could effectively be worth less when you retire. What can you do? Diversify your investments. Consider assets like property or inflation-protected funds. Increase your contributions. The more you save now, the better you'll handle rising costs. Stay informed. Keep an eye on government policies that might affect pensions. Inflation might be unavoidable, but losing your financial security doesn't have to be. Number 2. Economic uncertainty and market volatility. Pensions are heavily tied to the economy. But what happens when markets crash or the economy takes a hit? The truth is, economic uncertainty can seriously impact the value of your pension, and history has shown how volatile markets can be. Most private and workplace pensions are invested in stocks, bonds, and other financial assets. When the economy is strong, these investments grow, boosting your retirement savings. But during economic downturns, like the 2008 financial crisis or the COVID-19 recession, pension funds can lose billions. If you're close to retirement during a market crash, you could end up with significantly less than expected. The UK economy has faced several challenges recently. High inflation eating into spending power. Rising interest rates making borrowing more expensive, geopolitical instability affecting global markets. All of these factors make it harder for pension funds to deliver strong returns. And if businesses struggle, they might cut pension contributions or fail to meet their obligations altogether. The state pension is also at risk. Governments fund pensions through taxation, and during economic crises, they may be forced to cut benefits or delay payments. With an aging population and fewer workers paying into the system, some experts warn that the UK's pension model may become unsustainable in the long run. How can you protect yourself? Don't rely on one source of retirement income. Consider personal savings, property, or diversified investments. Review your pension plan regularly. Check how your funds are performing. Stay updated on economic trends. Being informed helps you make better financial decisions. Market crashes are unpredictable, but preparing for uncertainty can help secure your retirement. Number 3. State pension age is increasing. What if you had to work longer than you planned before claiming your pension? That's the reality for millions of UK workers as the government continues to raise the state pension age. Right now, the state pension age is 66 for most people, but that's set to increase to 67 by 2028, and possibly 68 in the future. For younger generations, there's even talk of pushing it beyond 70. The reason? Longer life expectancy and financial pressure on the pension system. Decades ago, when the state pension was introduced, most people retired at 65 and lived only 10 to 15 more years. But today, people are living well into their 80s and 90s, meaning the government has to pay pensions for much longer, and the system is struggling to keep up. This change has serious consequences. Delayed retirement. People will have to work longer before receiving benefits. Greater financial strain. Those unable to work longer may have to rely on savings. Health concerns. Not everyone is physically able to work into their late 60s or 70s. For those who plan to retire early, this shift could mean reassessing their entire retirement strategy. Relying solely on the state pension may no longer be enough. What can you do? Plan for early retirement. Save more now to have flexibility later. Check your pension age. Stay updated on government changes. Explore alternative income sources. Side businesses, investments, or private pensions can help. The reality is clear. Retirement is getting pushed further away, but with smart planning, you can still take control of your future. Number 4. Underfunded workplace pensions. What if the pension you've been paying into for years isn't enough to support your retirement? That's the harsh reality for many UK workers, as workplace pensions are becoming increasingly underfunded. Many traditional pension schemes, especially defined benefit (DB) pensions, promised employees a guaranteed income for life. However, with companies facing financial difficulties and rising costs, many of these funds are struggling to meet their obligations. In some cases, firms have even collapsed, leaving employees with far less than expected. Why are workplace pensions underfunded? Low investment returns. Many pension funds are invested in stocks and bonds, and poor market performance means smaller returns. Corporate financial struggles. Companies facing debt or economic downturns often cut pension contributions. Longer retirements. As people live longer, companies have to pay out pensions for more years than originally planned. Some pension schemes have been forced to reduce payouts or seek bailouts from the Pension Protection Fund, PPF, which doesn't always cover the full amount workers were promised. The shift from defined benefit, or DB pensions, to defined contribution, DC pensions, has also transferred more risk to employees. In a DC pension, your retirement fund depends on how well your investments perform, meaning there's no guarantee of a stable income in retirement. How can you protect yourself? Check your pension's financial health. Review your pension provider's funding status. Increase personal savings. Don't rely solely on workplace pensions. Diversify your investments. Consider ISAs, property, or other long-term savings options. Underfunded pensions are a growing issue, but by taking control of your own savings, you can build a more secure future. Number 5. Pension scams and fraud. Imagine working hard for decades, saving for retirement, only to have your pension stolen in an instant. Unfortunately, this is a reality for thousands of people in the UK every year, as pension scams become more sophisticated. Scammers use convincing tactics to trick pension holders into transferring their savings into fraudulent schemes. Once the money's gone, it's almost impossible to recover. In recent years, pension fraud has cost UK retirees millions of pounds, and the problem is only getting worse. Common pension scams to watch out for: free pension reviews. Scammers pose as financial advisors, promising to improve your pension returns. Guaranteed high returns. Offers that seem too good to be true often are. Genuine pensions grow over time, not overnight. Pressure tactics. Scammers may create urgency, saying you must transfer your pension immediately to avoid penalties or lock in a special deal. Fake government schemes. Some fraudsters claim to be from the government or a pension regulator, convincing victims to hand over personal details. Once you transfer your pension to a fraudulent scheme, the scammer vanishes and you're left with nothing. Even worse, HMRC may fine you for an unauthorised pension withdrawal, adding insult to injury. How can you protect yourself? Be sceptical of unsolicited pension offers. If someone contacts you out of the blue about your pension, it's likely a scam. Verify with the FCA, Financial Conduct Authority. Check if the company's registered before making any decisions. Never rush into a pension transfer. Always seek independent financial advice before making changes. Pension fraud is a growing threat, but by staying vigilant, you can keep your retirement savings safe. Number 6. Government policy changes. What if the rules around pensions suddenly changed, reducing the amount you'll receive? That's a real possibility, as government policies on pensions are constantly evolving, and not always in the public's favour. The UK government regularly reviews pension policies to balance the budget, and with increasing financial pressure, future cuts or restrictions could be on the horizon. While pensions have historically been protected, that could change as the economy shifts. Potential government policy risks. Triple lock under threat. The triple lock ensures the state pension rises each year by inflation, wage growth, or 2.5%, whichever is highest. However, there has been debate about scrapping or weakening this policy to save money. If that happens, pensioners could lose out on thousands over time. Higher pension age. The government has already raised the state pension age to 66, with plans to increase it to 67 by 2028. Further increases to 68 or beyond could delay retirement for millions. More taxation on pensions. In an effort to raise funds, future governments might increase taxes on pension withdrawals, meaning retirees get to keep less of their savings. State pension. Means testing. There is speculation that future reforms might introduce means testing, meaning wealthier retirees could receive reduced or no state pension at all. How can you protect yourself? Stay informed. Keep up with pension policy changes to plan ahead. Don't rely solely on the state pension. Build private savings and investments for added security. Maximize contributions now. Take advantage of current pension benefits while they are still available. Government policies can change overnight, but proactive planning will help you stay ahead of the risks. Number 7. Increased life expectancy. Living longer sounds like a great thing, until you realise your pension might not last as long as you do. With life expectancy rising, many retirees are outliving their savings, creating a serious financial challenge. Decades ago, the average person retired at 65 and lived for another 10 to 15 years. But today, people regularly live into their 80s and 90s. That means retirement funds must stretch for 20, 30, or even 40 years, and many pensions simply aren't built for that. Why longer lives? Create pension problems. More years in retirement means more money needed. If you retire at 67 and live to 95, you need enough savings for nearly 30 years of expenses. State pension may not be enough. The current UK state pension provides only a modest income, which may not cover the rising costs of living and healthcare. Risk of running out of savings. Many workplace pensions are not designed for decades of withdrawals, leaving some retirees struggling in their later years. Another major concern is healthcare costs. As people age, they often require expensive medical care, home support, or long-term care facilities, which can drain their savings even faster. How can you prepare? Save more than you think you'll need. The earlier you start, the better. Consider annuities. These provide guaranteed income for life, helping prevent financial shortfalls. Delay retirement if possible. Working a few extra years can significantly boost your pension pot. Living longer is a blessing, but outliving your money can be a nightmare. Smart planning today can ensure financial security for the future. Number 8. Corporate pension failures. What if the company you worked for went bankrupt and took your pension with it? Unfortunately, this has happened before and could happen again. Many UK workers rely on company pension schemes for their retirement income. But when businesses struggle financially, pensions can be at risk. Some firms have failed to properly fund their pension schemes, leaving employees and retirees with far less than they were promised. Major corporate pension failures in the UK British Steel Pension Scheme, 2017. Thousands of workers were pressured into transferring their pensions, leading to huge financial losses. BHS Pension Crisis, 2016. When BHS collapsed, it left a massive pension deficit, impacting thousands of employees. Carillion, 2018. This construction giant's failure left a significant pension shortfall, affecting many workers. When a company can't meet its pension obligations, affected workers may get help from the Pension Protection Fund, PPF. But this doesn't always cover the full amount they were expecting. Some retirees end up receiving far less than they had planned for. Why do companies fail to fund pensions? Financial mismanagement. Some businesses prioritize short-term profits over long-term pension commitments. Underfunded pension schemes. Many companies fail to set aside enough money for future retirees. Economic downturns. When companies face financial hardship, pension contributions may be cut or reduced. How can you protect yourself? Check your pension scheme's funding status. Ask if your company's pension is financially stable. Diversify your retirement savings. Do not depend on just one pension. Consider ISAs, private investments, and property. Keep track of government protection schemes. Understand how the Pension Protection Fund works and whether you would qualify for support. Corporate pension failures have devastated many retirees, but taking proactive steps can help protect your financial future. Number 9. Shift from defined benefit to defined contribution schemes. Not all pensions are created equal, and if you're on a defined contribution, DC pension, instead of a defined benefit, DB pension, you're carrying more financial risk than ever before. In the past, many UK workers had defined benefit, DB, pensions, which provided a guaranteed income for life based on their salary and years of service. These pensions were predictable and secure. However, most companies have now phased out DB pensions because they are too expensive to maintain. Instead, most workers today have defined contribution DC pensions, where you, and sometimes your employer, contribute a set amount each month. Your pension's value depends on investment performance. If markets crash, so does your retirement fund. There is no guaranteed income. You could run out of money if you withdraw too much. Why is this shift a problem? Greater financial uncertainty. Your retirement income depends on how well your investments perform. A market downturn could leave you with far less than expected. More responsibility on individuals. In a DB pension, your employer ensured you would get paid. With DC pensions, you must manage withdrawals, investments, and budgeting yourself. Risk of outliving your savings. Unlike DB pensions, DC pensions do not provide lifelong income. You must make sure your money lasts. How can you protect yourself? Increase contributions early. The more you save now, the more secure your future will be. Diversify investments. Do not rely solely on your pension. Consider ISAs, property, and other assets. Consider an annuity. These can provide a guaranteed income for life, helping reduce uncertainty. The shift from secure DB pensions to riskier DC pensions means today's workers need to be proactive or risk financial struggles in retirement. Number 10. Lack of personal savings and planning. Relying only on a pension for retirement could be a big mistake. Many people in the UK aren't saving enough for their later years, putting their financial future at risk. Why aren't people saving enough? Cost of living pressures. With rising energy bills, rent, and everyday expenses, many people struggle to save anything at all. Dependence on the state pension. Some assume the state pension will be enough, but at just over £200 per week, it will not cover a comfortable retirement. Delaying retirement planning. Many wait until their 40s or 50s to start saving, missing out on decades of compound growth. Lack of financial education. Many people do not fully understand pensions or how much they actually need for retirement. The reality of undersaving experts suggest that to retire comfortably, you will need at least 2/3 of your pre-retirement income. However, studies show that many UK workers are on track for far less. Without enough savings, retirees risk struggling to afford basic expenses, being unable to travel or enjoy retirement, having to rely on family for financial support. How can you fix this? Start saving as early as possible. Even small contributions add up over time. Use tax-efficient savings accounts. Maximize your pension contributions and consider ISAs for extra savings. Create a retirement plan. Work out how much you will need and adjust your savings accordingly. The sooner you take control of your savings, the more secure your retirement future will be. Do not wait. Start planning today. Pensions have always been seen as a guarantee, a reward for decades of hard work. But as we've explored, that guarantee is no longer as secure as it once was. Inflation is eroding pension values, economic uncertainty threatens retirement funds, and government policies are constantly shifting. Millions of people could find themselves with far less than they expected when they retire. The truth is, relying solely on a state pension or a workplace scheme may not be enough. Many people are outliving their savings, falling victim to pension scams, or discovering too late that their funds won't last. But here's the good news. You can take action now to protect yourself. Understanding these risks is the first step, but the next step is even more important: preparing for them. Whether it's increasing your contributions, diversifying your savings, or staying informed about policy changes, taking control of your retirement planning today can make all the difference. The worst thing you can do is ignore these warning signs and hope for the best. Instead, let's talk solutions. Practical steps you can take right now to secure your financial future. Solution: how to protect your pension. Now that you know the risks, let's focus on how to protect your pension and secure your financial future. Here are 5 essential steps. 1. Increase your pension contributions. Most people aren't saving enough for retirement. Even small increases in your monthly contributions can lead to significantly more financial security later. If your employer offers pension matching, take full advantage. It's free money added to your pension. 2. Diversify your retirement savings. A pension alone may not be enough. Consider stocks, ISAs, property and annuities as additional income sources. The more diverse your investments, the better protected you are against market fluctuations and inflation. Third, plan for inflation and longer life expectancy. Retirement could last 30 years or more. Your savings need to keep up. Choose pension investments that grow with inflation, and consider setting aside extra funds for healthcare and unexpected expenses. 4. Stay updated on government pension policies. Rules around pensions change constantly. Keep track of state pension age, increases, tax laws, and pension protection so you're not caught off guard. Being proactive can help you make adjustments before it's too late. 5. Have a long-term withdrawal strategy. One of the biggest retirement mistakes is spending too quickly. Without a proper withdrawal plan, you risk running out of money. Consider financial planning tools or speaking to a professional to calculate how much you should withdraw annually to to make your savings last. If you found this video insightful, don't miss our previous video on Insert Topic, where we uncover more crucial financial insights. And remember, we put a lot of effort into making these videos for you. So if you want to support us, hit that subscribe button. It's just one click, but it helps us keep bringing you valuable content.